As we approach the new football season, the Buffalo Bills are a team that was expected to have a very different look with a lot of new faces that are involved after a plethora of players departed the team. And in sports, injuries happen. Everybody knows that. But it's fair to say that nobody expected the Bills to get hit this hard by the injury bug before the regular season even kicks off. The injury bug has infected the Buffalo Bills locker room, and it's time to have a discussion about some serious concerns that have arisen with some players set to be sidelined for some significant time. There's a legitimate question now, and that question is if the Buffalo Bills can seriously overcome these injuries. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today, Buffalo Bills fans got some sad news. Matt Milano tore his biceps, and now I'd just like to do this. I'm lighting this candle in memory of Matt Milano's biceps. Honestly, if I could, I'd give him my biceps because Matt Milano, he was expected to be an important part of this defense. I'm sorry, Matt. Wow. Anyways, if you haven't yet, I encourage you to click that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long. If you like this video, click like. Let's talk about the injuries that have infected the Buffalo Bills locker room. It seems the Bills have been plagued by injuries right from the very get-go, as the team lost a pair of offseason additions in back-to-back days before the team even suited up for a single padded practice. Both veteran safety Mike Edwards and rookie Cole Bishop are sidelined with injuries, and they're considered to be what's called week to week at a position that lost the longtime safety tandem of Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde earlier in the offseason. The safety room has some other faces in the mix, but right now it looks like Damar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp could be the week one starters at the position, and that's definitely not what this front office envisioned for the squad. It's possible that both Edwards and Bishop could return in time for week one, but neither of them have played a game in Buffalo's defensive system, and they're really behind in terms of getting those valuable looks and those valuable reps. And then most recently, it was announced on Thursday that Matt Milano has torn his biceps and will be out indefinitely as he undergoes surgery and hopes to make a return around December, if all goes well. Now, this loss is crushing for the Bills and their fan base as well. Matt Milano is a legitimate playmaker on the defensive side of the ball, and he was set to return from what was a season-ending injury that saw him sidelined for the majority of the 2023 season. Now, here we go. It's like a broken record, repeating itself, doing it all over again. The Bills do have some depth at the position, more depth at the linebacker position than they've had in years past, as last year they had to sign A.J. Klein off the streets for their wild card matchup against the Steelers, and then their divisional round matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. But now they've brought in guys like Eddie Ulofoshio, Deion Jones, and Nicholas Morrow to go with Dorian Williams and Terrell Bernard, who have been in the system with the Bills. However, the loss of a former All-Pro linebacker in Matt Milano, it's always going to be a crippling loss for your team, no matter how you spin it. Milano is truly one of the game's best linebackers, and he doesn't even get to suit up for a single game with the team to start the season. That's crushing for the team. Most of these injuries are piling up on the defensive side of the football, and it's really concerning because this is a group that had already lost several veteran contributors this offseason, guys like Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde. Now you can add Matt Milano to that list as he's sidelined with an injury, and an injury that's going to have him out for an extensive period of time. This puts a lot of pressure on Josh Allen at the quarterback position, a guy who's already working with a largely new group on the offensive side of the ball, and now he has to worry about the defense and if they can hold their own end of the bargain because they don't have one of their biggest leaders. The defense has depth, and what is promising about this defense is that Sean McDermott is a defensive-minded head coach, and he should be able to get some of the best performances out of the players that really haven't played in the system yet, but this is still a lot to overcome for a team that hasn't played in a regular season game yet. Can they do it? I'll let Kevin Garnett answer that question.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!
This is a lot. It's really a lot. Matt Milano out indefinitely with this injury to his biceps. And as I said before, I would give him mine if I could. My biceps are pretty big, not to brag, but they're not as big as Matt Milano's. Okay? Matt Milano, this stings. It stings that he's going to be out for this period of time. It sucks for him. He was just coming back from an injury that saw him sidelined all the way from week 4 until the end of the season last year, and now tries to make a return, suffers a different injury. Horrible. Horrible for him, and it's got to stink for the players in that locker room, like Dion Dawkins. I heard him talking about this earlier today, and it stinks. It sucks. It's a really big loss, and it's got to be a crushing loss for the morale of that team, especially on the defensive side of the football. And then, on top of that, Nicholas Morrow, a guy who I mentioned as a depth piece at the linebacker position, he's someone who is also hurt. So really, the Bills are going to need players to step up, and luckily at that position that Matt Milano is injured, that linebacker position, they do have some players that can step up and fill in his absence. Like we saw Terrell Bernard last season succeed. We've seen Dorian Williams show some promising things in his first season in the NFL, now entering year 2, but it doesn't matter what way you spin it. That's a crushing loss for the Bills. Can they overcome it? I think it's possible. Things look a little bleak right now, let's be real. Now, this is a fresh wound, and the Bills were without Matt Milano all season last year, pretty much all year last year. They did end up going on a winning streak at the end of the year, but they didn't have the same amount of turnaround as they did on their roster last season. This is a completely new beast with all the new faces in town, a lot of familiar faces gone, and Matt Milano injured as well. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bills overcome this. Josh Allen, if he manages to get this team to the playoffs and succeeds with this roster, he needs to be the MVP. I don't think there's any doubt about it. But I want to know your thoughts. Can the Buffalo Bills overcome all these injuries? Will they do it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't yet, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long. I'll be going to every single home game, and I'll also be going to some road games. It's going to be fun. A lot of content. Hopefully the Bills can stay healthier, and hopefully the Bills get some of these guys back. Get some wins in the win column, because I don't want to watch all those losses. Okay? Stay tuned for all that content coming your way. Go Bills. I'm Jake Varco. This is the Bills Bunker.